Yeah, UNT played great defense, had a gem of a start for Mackenzie Childers, 8 innings, no runs allowed, and 7 strikeouts. You touched on it earlier, like 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position and only 5 hits. I've got to go with their running back, Mateo Durant. Came into the day as RB2 and was inactive week 1, but he really stepped up, had 105 rushing yards on 7.4 yards a carry. Guys, Mateo Durant is just a stud. Shout out to Styler Savage, 21, really did something for me. AAC Pitcher of the Week for this week. I'm a little disappointed by the Cowboys' lack of moves. Their only real signing is Eric Kendricks, who
Good player.
He's just aging. I'd love to see them, go after a defensive lineman. I mean, Micah Parsons, as good as he is, he's just a little too small to only play defensive end. Jordan Ta'amu, we had his stats up earlier, 438 yards and 2 touchdowns on the year. I mean, got off to a rough start the first game and the first 3 quarters of this past weekend's game, but in the 4th quarter, he kind of found his groove. Brandon Jones, he's got a great frame, 6'1", 190. He's got great ball skills, had 2 interceptions, 48 tackles last season, so I'm really excited to see how he fits, especially with Justin Simmons leaving Denver. The longer the Cowboys wait to sign Lamb, the more expensive it's going to be. We're looking at another Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott type of contract. I'd look for the Cowboys to go O-line, specifically Jackson Powers Johnson out of Oregon. The dude is a physical specimen. He's one of the best O-line prospects this year and only gave up 1 QB hit and no sacks in 3 years at Oregon. Guys, this dude is a stud, and I would love to see him develop into like a Travis Frederick or Zach Martin type of guy. Jerry Jones needs to take a step back. I mean, we've seen the direction the Cowboys have gone just since he's been more and more involved in the decision-making, and I believe that if Jerry was to take a step back, the Cowboys would be able to win a little bit more in the playoffs. Will the Renegades front 7 be able to stop the run? In week 1, they gave up over 170 rushing yards, and in week 2, a big reason why they lost, they gave up 110 rushing yards.
And this Marcus team is pretty solid defensively as well. 3 guys averaging at least 1 steal a game.
With college football's top 4 teams set, Florida State barely missed out on the playoffs, with the selection committee placing them at 5th in their end-of-season rankings. The undefeated ACC champions received an outpouring of support on social media from sports media personalities, college football fans, and politicians alike after a perceived snub.